Hi everyone, welcome to Border Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie, you're not, and this is a triple shot of Tier 7 French light tank action featuring my old mate Panzerquack from Clan in the AMX 1375. That's right, this is going to be 3 replays featuring the very popular Tier 7 light tank, the AMX 1375. It's a French auto loader. Looks like it's got 5 shells in its clip, 5 bullets. And of course he's got APCR loaded, which is premium ammunition, 135 average damage for 202 penetration, 144 pen with armor piercing rounds, which is standard, is on Swamp. And it looks like he might be going to where the heavies often do their business, so he needs to be a little bit careful here, going straight towards the K1, K2 corner. And this is a pretty tidy spot for getting early vision on the heavy tanks. He's only being joined by a Scorpion G and an E75. Looks like he's going for a bit of a boost. Let's see if he can pull it off. Maybe, well, maybe not. The E25 looks like he's setting up to start getting that very quick firing German Tier 7 tank destroyer gun shooting. And Panzerquack saying that Chrysler Grand Final might be a little bit challenging to get through. Looks like 3 heavy tanks on the enemy team have been spotted. There are only 4 heavies on the enemy team: the Chrysler, the KV3, the ONI, and the T29. So only 1 Tier 8, but one of the Tier 8s have been spotted in this Tier 8 game, and that's the Chrysler. Panzerquack from Clan. He knows what he's doing in this French tank. That's why he sent me 3 replays, and he gets lit again by the Chrysler. Pulls out so that high alpha gun can't get a shot into him. Looks like the Chrysler might have just fired. Not sure if Panzerquack's spotted that. He's keeping this building between him and those heavies. They'll all be aiming towards him, getting some spotting damage early on, which is pretty handy, but he needs to conserve his hit points. The AMX 1375 only comes with 850 health, and it looks like that Chrysler is pushing on the E25. And so Panzerquack, seeing his opportunity to unload a clip into the back of the premium heavy tank. Is it a German or an American? Just lost concentration. They're not exactly sure what kind of heavy tank it is. It's a while since that's been introduced. Somebody please let me know. Anyway, his team's in a bit of trouble already. 3 zip down. And he's pulling out of this engagement. He knows his light tank can't brawl with those heavy tanks there. There's the Chryslers there, the KV3, the T29, also the Japanese ONI at Tier 7. They've all gone to that southwest corner, and Panzerquack knows that with his lightly armoured French tank, even though it's got a good gun for a light tank, it's not going to be able to brawl with those heavies. So he's leaving that to the ONI with the backup of the Stutzwagen S1, the Tier 8 Premium. Swedish tank destroyer. 1-3 is the score now. It's a T71 on the enemy team. Got taken out by the T29, and from just maybe is he going to look for a bit of a snipe on these heavy tanks? Maybe he's coming back to re-engage them. He knows the Stutzwagen S1 won't last too long against those heavies. He's down to 324 hit points. But the T25 too picked up the kill on the T29. Panzerquack looking for an opportunity here. They're still down by 3, 2 to 5. As that STRV S1 gets taken out, looking towards the Chrysler Grand Final tank. Picking up some spotting damage, knows not to waste his armour on that heavily armoured. I reckon it must be American if it's called a Chrysler. 4-5 the score now as he picks up the kill on the ONI. The Leo goes down on the enemy team, but 2 friendly tanks get taken out, and that makes the gap back to 3, 4 to 7. On Swamp. He's picking that T20, wants to get rid of that T20 who's lighting up all these snipers back here, not too far from where Panzerquack is. He's still got nearly 500 hit points. Spotting damage keeps racking up. He's up to 1,247 hit points of assisted damage. Looking to get vision on the enemy AMX 1375 as that T20 finally goes down to the T34-100, the Tier 7 Czech medium tank. 5-8 the score, so the difference is still 3. Panzerquack on 1 kill, 752 damage, as well as 1,247 assisted. He spots a T28 HTC, the heavy tank concept. That's a second personal reserve reward tank. But he's looking again towards that Chrysler. That Chrysler that's the danger man, I think. Got to get rid of that top tier heavy tank. He's on 3 kills. He's certainly having a good game. and it looks like he's engaging the tank destroyer and the T-34-100. He's down to 56 hit points, and Panzerquack has spotted his opportunity to get rid of a top tier heavy, but he gets taken out by that T-34-100. Looking towards that, looks like it's the KV-3 there, aiming towards him. Just lost vision on him, so it looks like he might be going back to try and spot him again. 7-8 the score now. They're only down by one tank. They've got some good heavy tanks in the top, the Nameless and the T-29, as well as that VK4502A. Looks like he might be content just to kick back and snipe from that eastern flank. Bounces the Scorpion a couple of times. His third shot goes into him, but he pulls back behind cover before he can get a chance to get that last shell in. Switches to premium ammunition as he heads towards the KV-3, who looks like he's just been stunned by artillery, that Su-14-1, the Tier 7 Russian artillery piece. 7-9 the score. He's on nearly 900 damage, 1247 assisted. He's still got a lot of work to do if he's going to turn this game around with the score on 7-9 on Swamp. But he's worked out that KV-3 is all alone. He's got 4 shells. What can they do? 135 hit points of damage each. That's about 500 and... what did I say? It was 135. So that's 540 total in his clip. So he can't clip out the KV-3, but he can certainly take him down to a 1 or a 2 shot for that T-54 and or the T-34-100. Artillery hits the KV-3 again. He pulls back around the corner. There's some dead tanks. He'll be spotted now. Puts a shot into his turret, looking for a second shot. The KV-3 certainly aiming his way down to 536. As it puts a... no, he bounces the second shot, cops a shot from the KV-3, and I don't think he'll be able to finish him off. Puts another shot into the KV-3, moving backwards and forwards like a man possessed. He's down to 163 hit points. Chooses to go for the reload because the average damage is only 135, and that T-34-100 finally picks up the kill on the Tier 7 heavy Russian tank. The difference is still 2 though, with the score on 8-10. 9-10 now as that T-28 HTC goes down to the VK4502A. So that HTC must have been pushing around back towards where that VK is, the top tier heavy tank in this Tier 8 game. That VK4502A, that's the final top tier tank on Panzerquack's team. There's still 4 Tier 8s on the enemy side. The UDES Scorpion, Jag Tiger 8.8, all as tank destroyers, and of course that T-54 Mod 1 who's already got 1 kill. They were all last seen up here in the northeast corner. Apart from the Saint Emile, even the GW Panther was spotted up there, which is unusual for a GW Panther to be spotted and not killed. They're that slow, those Tier 7 German SPGs. Panzerquack though, only on 28 hit points. Artillery indicates that he's ready to fire, which is the right thing to do. Panzerquack looking for some more vision, going for the boost again. Will he be successful this time? No, it doesn't look like he will be. Has a bit of a side, decides, well, is he going to run away or is he going to go for it again? Looks like he might be going for it again as his repair kit cools down. I don't think, if he gets hit and needs to use his repair kit again, I think he'll be dead because he's only got 28 hit points. Going for the boost yet again. This time it looks a little bit better, but not quite. 9-10's the score. They're only down by 1 tank now, 1 Tier 8 and the rest Tier 7s on Panzerquack's team. Enemy team have got just 2 Tier 7s and 4 Tier 8s. Is he going for another run up for this boost? I'm not too sure what he's thinking about doing here. You can see the tanks, they're reasonably well spread out in the southern corner, which is good for vision, but bad if they all push one of these tanks. Panzerquack really going for the boost this time and slips off again. Welcome to How Not to Boost, featuring my old mate Panzerquack. So I'm not sure, I don't think Panzerquack got the vision there on the Saint Emile. I think it was T-34-100. Looks like that Saint Emile, the Tier 7 German tank destroyer, copped a little bit of... looks like he was stunned for a minute there, which tells me the Su-14-1 has clearly probably just fired. It's probably on the reload. Not sure what the enemy are doing. Are they gonna do a push in the east, or are they gonna come back and try and do something in the west? Time will tell. 9-10's the score. 5.5 minutes left on the clock. Panzerquack down to 28 hit points. He's done 1176 hit points of damage himself. 1467 assisted damage. Clearly looking at the UDES now. Very, very tempted. UDES on full health. So's that Saint Emile, also on full health, which is only 850 hit points. But that Saint Emile in quite an unusual position there. You'd think these other tanks must be backing him up if he's pushing down towards this area on Swamp. Panzerquack has a quick look to see if he can get a sniper shot into the Tier 7 German tank destroyer. He can't, so it looks like he might be looking around to try and spot that UDES and hope artillery is aiming his way. There's the UDES. UDES totally caught out of position, aiming in the wrong direction. He is turning. Panzerquack's put 3 shots into him, 4 shots as he finishes his clip. Someone else hits him. Artillery picks up the kill. That evens it up. 10 apiece. Panzerquack up to nearly 2,000 assisted damage. The enemy GW Panther just had a blind shot towards where Panzerquack was last seen. Panzerquack reloaded now with 4 more bullets in his click. 1,708 damage done. Nearly 2,000 assisted. Still 5 versus 5 now. He spots number of tanks spotted there. He wants to take that Saint Emile down, because that Saint Emile with its good gun compression could certainly cause some havoc to the T-34-100, who's also having a good game. He's on a kill, and he's on 3 kills, sorry, I should say. And so Panzerquack doing a good job assisting the T-34-100 from afar, getting rid of that German TD, who was not only probably able to take a lot of that 1,100 hit points off him, but also spot for the artillery. 12-11. For the first time in this game, Panzerquack's team are ahead. And it's an artillery and 2 tank destroyers. And there's one of them as he looks towards that Scorpion G. One quick shot, and then he takes a reload because he wants, if he's going to take on that Jag Tiger 8.8, who hasn't been seen for some time, he wants to have a full clip in his gun barrel. He advises the T-34-100 to go, which he does, which is good that he's listening to it. The T-34-100, even though he's bottom tier, he does have all of his health. He's probably the only tank that can afford to take a hit. The T-25-2 also on full health, but much less chance of the T-25-2 bouncing a shot from that Jag Tiger. The Jag Tiger got a pretty reliable gun and a pretty quick reload as well. Panzerquack hoping that the Jag Tiger is aiming towards that T-34-100, and that gives him the opportunity to unload another clip into the premium Tier 8 German tank destroyer. Picks up his 3rd kill of the game, and now it's just the artillery as he lets his teammates know that he's reloading by hitting the F8 key, and then he's going to go looking for that arty, the GW Panther. The GW Panther, even though it's artillery, if he puts shots into his tracks, there's a good chance that he might bounce the German artillery piece or even just track him, and that's why he wants to go after him with a full clip, and that's what he's going to do. Going straight up towards the corner, a bit of map ping going on, and that's Panzerquack letting the other guy know, maybe you have a look over there, I'll have a look over here, and we'll see. Once we work out where this bloke is, we'll be able to finish him off pretty quickly. Someone shoots him for 216, probably the T-34-100, and it's just about all over. Go get it. Good advice, Panzerquack, to the enemy, to the friendly T-34-100. The T-25-2 picks up the kill, and in the end, not a bad result on Swamp, considering it was looking pretty drastic. For some of that game, it was looking pretty drastic. They were down by 3 or 4 tanks for a lot of it, but Panzerquack, with the help of his friends, turned it into a win, picked himself up an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, 5 for effect and the Orlix medal, but he certainly did a good job to waste it. 2,781 damage, 1,437 base experience, 25 shots fired, 24 hit, 22 went through, nearly 2,000 assisted damage. Ace Tanker, thank you very much. Cost him a few credits with a standard account because there was some APCR fired. In fact, I think he fired all of his premium rounds except for one, but well worth it for a replay like that, and a very good result on Swamp as we move into the second game of this triple shot, this threesome featuring Panzerquack from Calm Clan in the AMX 1375, the Tier 7 French light tank. This time he's on Mountain Pass. Let's see what he's going to do. Another Tier 8 battle, but this time it's not just Tier 7s and 8s. It's Tier 6, 7 and 8s. Just 3 Tier 8 tanks on each team. The Scorpion G on both teams, a Batchat 25T on both teams, and the enemy with the Chinese Tier 8, the WZ132, and Panzerquack's team with the M41 Bulldog. 3 light tanks on each team, and Panzerquack's one of those. It's a T-34 85M, that ubiquitous Tier 6 premium Russian medium tank, which was given out a while ago now. Plenty of people seem to enjoy it. I've played a few games in it. It's a very enjoyable tank, especially if you've got a Tier 10 crewman at Panzerquack having a look towards the 1375 on the enemy side. He auto aims. He does get spotted, but he's in a pretty good position so nobody else can shoot him, and he's shooting into the back of the enemy AMX 1375. That bloke's got a mark of excellence on his gun barrel, and Panzerquack can tell he's probably a pretty good player. He sets that AMX 1375 on fire with his last shot, brings his damage up to nearly 500 hit points as he starts looking towards that Batchat 12T, the Tier 8 French light tank, which is also an autoloader, and the tank that the 1375 leads to. Gets 2 out of his 4 shots into the Tier 8 as he takes a reload and brings his damage up to 737. I was in a 737 not too long ago when I went up to sunny Brisbane, but that's another story. 0 all's the score on Mountain Pass. Panzerquack kicking back, ready to get shots into those light tanks should they poke. He's basically got them trapped, those 2 light tanks. If they poke out, they're certainly going to get some damage from not only Panzerquack, but also whoever else might be in that little area. He tracks the 1375, puts 1 shot into him. I don't think the 3rd shot did much, but the 4th shot finished him off. That's his first kill as he reloads. And he'd love to be able to get some shots into the back of the Batchat 12T, the Tier 8 auto-loading French light tank, and try and help get rid of one of those top tier tanks on the enemy side. Gets 2 shots into him, 3. Can he make it 4? Gets spotted. 4th shot doesn't go through. Gets spotted by the Cromwell. The Cromwell getting very brave into that little bowl of death in the middle of Mountain Pass. He's down to his final 4 shots of standard ammunition, and looks like he's going to have a look and try and unload into the Scorpion G. Puts 2 shots into the Tier 8 German tank destroyer. But that German tank destroyer is now looking his way. The 4th shot doesn't hit. He pulls back because he doesn't want to cop a shot from that big German gun, which does, I think it's not far off 500 hit points of damage with a shell. Looks like he's looking towards the Cromwell. Auto aims on the Cromwell, gets 1 shot into him, 2. Misses the 3rd shot, 4th shot goes through, takes a Cromwell down to 210 hit points, and they're still down though. They're struggling on the other side of the map. They're struggling in the north, this big push coming from the bridge, and Panzerquack just looking at farming damage on these enemy tanks. He recognises that Scorpion G is probably a bigger threat than the Cromwell, but he doesn't have a shot on the Cromwell, so he takes out doesn't have a shot on the Scorpion because that got taken out by the Hellcat, and he gets rid of that Cromwell. Just 9 bullets left though. Let's hope he doesn't run out of ammunition in this replay. He's up to 2,319 hit points of damage on Mountain Pass. 200 assisted damage, gets spotted going through the bowl, and it looks like the last remaining tanks are all in the central northern part of the map. I'd love to get rid of some of these Tier 8s. It's that WZ132 puts 2 shots into him, pulls back looking for the kill shot on that Batchat, picks up the kill on the Batchat 12T, and that makes the score 11-7. Only 6 bullets remaining in the auto-loading French light tank. He's lucky enough to be still on full health, so if he needs to cop a shot from one of these enemy tanks, he can. There's only 1 Tier 8 tank left on the enemy side, no Tier 8s left on Panzerquack's team, and he finds the Panther, which looks like he might have been sitting back on this corner for most of the game. The Leo picks up the kill on WZ132. That's the last Tier 8 on the enemy side. Panzerquack on 3 kills, 2609 damage, as he looks to put a bit of pain into that Panther. He wants the IS-2 to put a shot into him first. Takes him down to a more manageable level, gets himself into a very aggressive position. 1 more shot into the Panther. The IS-2 picks up the kill. He gets shot by the T-34-85, fixes his tracks, but he's got a damaged gun. He's only got 2 shells left, so probably not worth trying to fix their gun. 13-7's the score, 2 bullets left, and that'll be enough to kill the T-34-85M, and that's the last kill of the game, and in the end a pretty handy result. 15-7, even though they were down by 1 or 2 tanks at the start. It's a pretty tidy result for Panzerquack from Calm Clan in the AMX 1375. It's an Ace Taker Mastery Badge in that fast and furious battle. Bruiser medal, fired up, fire for effect and high caliber. Lots of damage done there, 3,305 hit points, 4 kills. Is that the right one? Yes, it is. 4 kills, 1325 base experience, 35 shots fired. That tells me that that's what it carries, that mighty Tier 7 French tank. 27 hit, 26 went through, a little bit of assisted damage. Cost him some credits because he used all his ammunition, including his premium. He ran out of ammunition after only 5 minutes. It was only a 5-minute game on Mountain Pass. As we move into the 3rd and final battle, featuring Panzerquack from Calm Clan. Now, I think there was an issue with the replay, as I'm not Not sure what happened there. The replay timer is telling me that the game's been going for nearly 2 minutes. Not sure what happened there, but as we pick up this game, they're down by 4 tanks. What is Panzerquack from Calm Clan gonna do here? Panzerquack from Calm in the AMX 1375. Look at that ping, gee whiz. Didn't quite look where it was going there. Hits that annoying tier 5 artillery piece. Panzerquack from Calm is on Erlenberg. The score's 1-4 as we pick up this replay. And it looks like he's just looking around thinking, what am I going to have to do here? We're already down by 4 tanks. The score's 1-5. He's on a mission. He's on a mission. Not sure if he's going to get... not sure if he's going to get a total of 7,000 with his assisted damage and stuff. It's not this video. This replay is not about the mission. This replay is about a comeback. 2-5 is the score. Panzerquack hasn't done much yet. It looks like he's got 3 assisted damage. He's realised early on this is going to take a bit of a. It's going to be a bit of a carry. So he switches to APCR early on. The score's 3-6, 3-7 now on Erlenberg as the enemy Bishop gets taken out by the SU-122A, which is tier 5 Russian SPG. The left 18B2, the annoying as anything artillery piece, already blaming the heavy tanks in this game. The heavy tanks are still alive. It's the mediums and 2 arties that are already dead. Panzerquack unloads a clip into the KV1. 4-8 is the score. Looks like one of those SPGs might have killed themselves. If that happened, I missed it. We'll have a look on the battle result. Because there's only 9 kills on the enemy's scoreboard and the score's 4-10. So I think one of those arties might have drowned or something. I'd love to see that. That Hummel's not thinking about doing the same thing. The score's 4-10. What's Panzerquack going to do? He hasn't done much yet. He's on 409 hit points. Hasn't got a kill yet. Only 4 kills have been taken so far. The score's 4-10. Auto aims on the chappie. Sees his opportunity. First shot doesn't hit. Second shot does. 5-11. The ally, the Hummel, did drown in the end. Let's have a look at what these pesky artilleries did they all kill themselves? Whilst blaming the heavy tanks, of which none of them have been killed yet. And it looks like the heavies were fighting. Now the score's 6-11. Panzerquack's just about loaded. The T-34-85N going for the cap. Panzerquack gets spotted. Puts a little bit of damage into him, but some of those shots did bounce. It is pretty heavily armoured for a tier 6 medium tank. The OI and the OD look like they're in a little bit of trouble. The score's 6-11. Not a great amount of tanks down here, and I think that's why Panzerquack's thinking stuff it. They might as well go for it. Looks like it might be just an Achilles and possibly an artillery or 2. With the score on 7-11. 7-12 now, so it's make it 7-13. They're all going down. The OD and the OI get taken out in quick succession by those artilleries. And the score is 7-13. Panzerquack gets lit, but you can see the Bishop picks up the kill. He's also getting shot from artillery and the Achilles, which he takes out. 9-13 is the score. Waiting for his gun to load. It looks like the replay is stuttering a bit. Maybe he was getting a bit of packet loss in this game. Maybe that's why it started. Didn't start right at the start. Shoots and misses the SU-8, puts 1 shot in. SU-8 fires and misses, so Panzerquack knows he's got time to aim. He's only got 1 bullet left. I'm not sure what happened to that last one. Bang, thank you very much. 10-13 the score now, so it's 2 versus 5. The IS-2 looks like he's dueling it out with the M6. Panzerquack trying to get back to help him, but he's only on 31 hit points himself. 10-14 the score now, so it's 1 versus 5. Panzerquack already on 3 kills, 1353 damage done. Looking towards the M6. M6 goes unspotted. Finds artillery. Artillery looks like he's running. Sees the M6 again, who's not looking his way. Is he going to try and do it? Puts 1 shot into the tier 6 American heavy tank. 2 shots, that picks up the kill. Also sees a Panzer 4H, puts 2 shots into him, and that brings it back to 1 versus 3. 12-14 is the score. He's looking at that SU-122A, the Tier 5 Russian self-propelled gun. He's only got 5 standard rounds left. You can no longer see that SU-122A. Puts a few shots towards where he was last seen. Is he going to get the kill? Looks like he's not. Switches to APCR rounds because that's the only way he's going to have a full clip. Hopefully he doesn't run out of bullets here. He's only got 8 premium rounds and 2 standard rounds left. There's 3 tanks to kill, Type 62 and the KV-1, who are both spotted near his cap. He knows his SU-122A should be all alone here. Auto aims, there's 1 shot. 2 shots would have been enough. So standard ammunition would have been enough. Takes a reload. That's his 6th kill and the top gun. Kolobanov's medal on the line here. Remember, it was him versus 5 tanks. There was obviously the Type 62 and the KV-1, but also the Panzer 4H and that artillery that he just killed, as well as, I'm not sure who the other tank was. 13-14 the score now on Erlenberg. It looks like the KV-1 or the Type 62 might have decided capping's the way to go, because this 1375 is just too quick. They might know, or they might not know, that he's on 31 hit points, but they clearly don't know that he is a wonderful player and he knows exactly what to do in this Tier 7 French light tank. 6 kills, 1910 damage, 599 assisted damage. Looking towards the base, there's the KV-1. Now, even though the KV-1 is Tier 5, he's probably glad that he's got APCR loaded, because the KV-1 is reasonably well armoured, puts 1 shell into the turret of the Russian Tier 5 heavy tank, doesn't get spotted, moves back to try and get vision on that cap. Aims, a bit of latency there, picks up his 7th kill, and now it's just a 1 versus 1. Panzerquack from Calm Clan versus James Spark 1818 in the Type 62. Now that Type 62 has not been spotted for some time. There's 6 minutes left on the clock. Type 62 was last spotted up here at A3. Probably going after one of those artilleries. Not sure what he was doing last time he was spotted that Type 62. 1 versus 1 now. 7 kills for Panzerquack, 2,147 hit points of damage. Takes a spot in a bush, hoping that the Type 62 might be coming after him from the east, from the 9-0 line. Looks around. Replay going a little bit jumpy, but Panzerquack having an absolute perler on Erlenberg in this Tier 7 battle. Lucky enough to be top tier in this team. There were, 3 Tier 7s on each team. Heavies and the Type 62 on the enemy, and Heavies and himself on his own team. 13:75, 5 minutes and 17 seconds left on the battle timer, so plenty of time to find this bloke. And those Heavies that were getting blamed for the loss early on when those artilleries killed themselves, sticking with it and giving him encouragement in the chat, which is really good to see. And even the guy in the left, I'm not sure if he killed himself or not, but giving credit where credit's due to Panzerquack from Calm Clan on 7 kills, 2,141 hit points of damage. A little bit of assisted, but look, I can't remember the hit points of the Type 62. I can't. And the Hummel drowned the Type 62. Oh, so the Type 62 might have been, and that's what he put in the chat right at the end. Lol, what was that? That Type 62 was possibly underneath the dead Hummel in the water, and that's why that Hummel ended up drowning that Type 62. Very, very interesting result, that's for sure. Let's have a look at the result. It's an ace tanker for Panzerquack from Calm Clan. Hand of God for surviving and winning the battle, having received damage from at least 4 different tanks. The Bruiser, Jeweler's Fire for Effects, Kolobanov's medal for winning and standing alone against 5 or more enemy tanks. That's absolutely massive. The Dimitri's medal for killing 3 artilleries, Defender for resetting the cap, and of course the Top Gun for getting 6 kills. Unlucky not to get a Radley Walters. If that Type 62 hadn't have been stuck under that Hummel, then he probably would have got the 8th kill. Who knows? I've got no idea what kind of health that Type 62 was on. 2,141 hit points of damage for his 7 kills, 1,209 base experience, 30 shots fired, 21 hit, 19 went through, a little bit of assisted. It cost him some credits because he was firing some APCR, especially against those more heavily armoured tanks. And what happened to these artilleries? The Bishop got killed by gravity file, which was the enemy artillery. What other ones was there? The Hummel killed himself. Great work, Deneb WT. And what was it? The French one got killed by JML, which is a tank on the enemy side. So already one of those artilleries killed themselves. But how do you like that? The poor old Type 62 on the enemy side wasn't having a bad game. Did 1200 damage. Wasn't having a bad, but he got killed by getting stuck behind the wreck of that Hummel in the water. The same Hummel that killed himself. So maybe he'll get a little bit more experience for that. That's how he got his 1 kill and his 751 damage, likely, because maybe that's the kind of health the Type 62 was on. Anyway, 3 very different but very exciting games featuring my old mate Panzerquack from CalmClan in the AMX 1375, the Tier 7 French light tank. Thank you very much for the replays, Panzerquack. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and all that kind of stuff. Take care and see you all next time.